No. Alright. Alright, it's time for a car that comes from the land with bald eagles and machine guns, the Dodge Charger. Specifically, the 2020 Dodge Charger Wide Body Edition. Had somebody make a request that I build one of these things in one of my quote-unquote replica videos. So here it is, a quote-unquote replica of the wide body Dodge Charger. It looks the part. Some of this was pretty easy design-wise, like we already had the headlights as vanilla fixtures in the game, so I didn't have to spend a bunch of time trying to get those looking right. And the same can be said about the very distinct light bar that these cars have. Vanilla fixtures, I just slapped them on there, resized them, tweaked a couple colors, good to go. Rear bumper, absolute nightmare. I love how it turned out, but it took a very long time because of things like this. These little details here and getting the body molding here and trying to create these vents that turned out well enough. I'm not super satisfied with it, but I was losing my patience and I had to get this thing done eventually. So yeah, that's how that turned out. Very fond of the way the hood turned out though. That looks pretty goddamn cool if you ask me. So yeah, it's lacking in power, as I'm sure you noticed, and the reason for that is it doesn't have a supercharger on it currently. That will get added after export when we go over into BeamNG Drive. It's a super simple little mod that you can do. If you want to learn how to do it, Twin Turbos Rye, he has a little tutorial on his channel, gives you the files that you need, gives a basic rundown on how to do it. And honestly, I thought about just slapping turbos on this thing or a turbo on it and saying, oh, well, automation, we don't have superchargers, so what the fuck else am I supposed to do? But doing the supercharger mod is actually easier than tuning turbos in this game, which I was very happy to find out. Other things, I'm not excited about this transmission I had to use. Car does have 8 gears, had to use the advanced auto, we'll see how that goes. Things I am looking forward to, 50-50 weight distribution. That shit never happens in this game. Don't know how I pulled that one off, but there it is. Weight's just about dead on. I think my version's about 20 pounds lighter than the real car would be at its curb weight. And the other thing that a few people have pointed out when I was sharing pictures of this is it's a bit small. It's about 20 inches, or not 20 inches, 10 inches or so shorter than what the Charger would actually be. So, again, is what it is. There was a better body. I didn't realize it at the time. Someone else pointed it out to me. But I'm not rebuilding the whole car. Anyway, enough with the rambling. I know what y'all are here for. You want to see this thing in Beam. So I'm going to get it exported. I'm going to slap a supercharger on it. And we will take it for a rip around a racetrack. Probably the Nürburgring. The GP circuit. I love that track. And then we'll throw it down the side of the mountain. And we'll see how it does. Alright, and here we are in BeamNG Drive with the Charger. I've got the supercharger put on, as you can see with the PSI gauge we have going on over here. And for a demonstration to show how much power it actually has, up here in the corner, if you check this little one right here, the supercharged box, we just go ahead and rev it. We're making just shy of 700 horsepower. Which is close enough to the fabled 707 that the Hellcat engine apparently has. Whether that's the actual numbers or they just kind of, you know, spoofed it a little bit, as manufacturers are known to do. You know, like the whole 276 horsepower from JDM cars that was a thing. So I also found out that with having to mess with these settings and my apparently inexperience with doing time trials in Beam, I can't actually put the supercharger on the car in a time trial mode. If there's a way around that to permanently affect the configuration of this car so it carries over, someone feel free to let me know. But since that's not the case, we will just be going for, I guess, a casual cruise around the Nürburgring GP circuit and just see what this car is like. So far, I'm loving the rumble of the V8 we got going on. Let's see how the brakes are. I mean, that was kind of on me. I did overshoot that corner a little bit because, are you ready for this one? I was messing with my speakers. You know, the thing that I do entirely too often while driving and end up having serious consequences from, you know, driving while being distracted. Alright, well, we got a bit of understeer, which is a bit surprising, considering the size tires this thing has. It should have enough grip on the front. It's everything that I saw when I was building it to try to match the tire sizes appropriately, told me that this car has 305s. That was it. It didn't specify front and rear as being different, so I just kind of assumed that 305s is what it has on the front and rear. So this car has massive wheels. And for the more Freedom unit inclined of you, 305 millimeters is just a touch over 12 inches, so these tires are a foot wide. That's a lot of rubber, and I can still manage to break the grip and spin out. Go me. Oh boy. It's kind of a good thing that this isn't a time trial, because Actually, I'm kind of disappointed, because I would like to know what this thing could do against the Porsche. Since this thing is much more less prone to spinning when I'm actually driving properly, but not like a jackass like I am right now. But I mean, in my defense, I am still learning how to drive this thing. And I've also got to remember, unlike the Porsche, this thing weighs 4,500 pounds. It's a bit of a chungus, if you will. But I would expect nothing less from any kind of an American vehicle. Okay, well, I guess we're going around to this part of it. Man, those brakes, I don't know if I'm just not getting on them soon enough to compensate for the weight of the car, or if they're just really bad. But, oof. Braking distances are not great. Alright, time for an actual flying lap. Let's get on the brakes nice and early for the first hairpin. Yeah. You see what I mean? Like, I'm thinking I got on the brakes too soon, so I kind of let up a little bit, but, you know, maybe I didn't. Come on. There we go. Keep it on the track. Oh, boy. This thing. I mean, it's predictable, which is something that I enjoy. It's not as snappy as the Porsche was. So that definitely counts for something. Alright, that wasn't bad. I'll take that. So I think I just need to remember to get on the brakes just a little bit sooner than I have been. Like, quite a bit sooner. And actually, oh, no, my brakes are actually dying. Okay. Things are being learned. The overall braking performance is, not very good on the track, which is a bit of a shame. This thing doesn't have small brakes on it either. I think it's got like 16-inch brakes on the front and 14 or 15s on the rear, and they're 3-piston calipers on them, so they're not small. I guess they're just not up to the task of stopping 2 tons of speeding metal quickly. Oh, man. I don't know, maybe just because I'm actually really enjoying this thing, maybe I'll have a revisit and see if I can make like a track day version of it or something. Seems like that would be fun for this. You know, get some weight out of it. Give it some more sporty suspension. Maybe slap some carbon ceramic brakes on it. You know, that kind of stuff. But also try to keep it almost like a sleeper mode, I guess, and not have it look like a track car. Try to keep this basic aesthetic that it has going, but try to get as much out of it as possible. I don't know. Could be enjoyable. It could be a total death trap at that point. I don't know. But so far, It is definitely handling that 700 horsepower very, very nicely. It's just, it's being let down by the brakes a little bit, I think. Honestly. Go ahead and switch it over to the, I guess the sport mode transmission. I don't really know what difference that's going to make, but why not, you know? It's there, we might as well use it. I was about to say this lap is going much better than the last one, and I almost beansed it up as I was having the thought. That curse of the commentator that Valrace is always talking about. Yep, there it is. Curse of the commentator. I cursed myself. Alright, I think after this lap, I'm gonna head on over to Crash Hard, assuming it still works. I just remembered that Beam updated, and I don't know if that map's actually gonna work or not anymore. I hope it does, since, I mean, this one is still working after the update, so, I mean, it should. But we will see. If I can't get that one to work, maybe I'll try the car jump arena and take the car off car jump, just because. All right. Yeah, that corner in the Porsche was terrifying. Like, I don't know what the deal with it was. We're gonna miss the chicane. My brakes are dying again. Yeah, I don't know what the deal with the Porsche was, but every time I went through that corner with any kind of speed, it would just, like, lose all rear end grip and just go sliding off towards the wall. It was, a bit annoying. Okay. And with that, you know, I want to try something. Can this thing do burnouts? Oh, let's turn off the ESC. That's not going to help. Come on. It's trying. No, it can't. That's the best we're gonna get out of it, I guess. Alright. Anyway, off to the mountain, or off to the jump arena, whichever ends up working. Alright, here we are at the top of the mountain in Crash Hard 2.0, as obviously the map worked. So, you know the drill. 3 tries. Far as possible. If it shows strong potential like the truck did, I will give it a 4th shot, but this thing isn't going to make it. So, we're basically here just to watch this thing crash, because that's all it's going to do. So hopefully, it can do that pretty well. Oh, got a little bit of air there. Let's try the neutral technique with this. See if it actually can be beneficial to not be accelerating the entire time. Because this thing's actually, you know, going along quite well at the moment. Until I missed the ramp. This is... well, that sucks. That was my fault. I missed the ramp. Car was doing surprisingly well at that, actually. Engine still work? Hey, look at that. Engine still works. Anyway, back to the top. We go again. Same technique. I'm gonna get it going, get it past the waterfall up here, pop it into neutral, and... there we go. Okay. Let's hopefully I can actually get it onto the jump this time. Just starts to bounce around just enough as we get close. Nope, just gonna miss it entirely. Blew out a tire. So I know I'm supposed to hit the jump, but it actually took that really well. If I can hit that ramp, I think this car could actually do it. Come on. We can do this. I know that I can do this. Alright. Down into neutral we go. Gotta be mindful of these bumps and throwing the car around. Like, this thing's not as stiff as the Porsche or the Koenigsegg were, so it's got that going for it. But... damn it. Okay, you know what? We're gonna do one more attempt. Can this car actually hit that jump? I'm so confident with this thing. Come on. Keep it going straight. Come on. Come on. I don't know if I'm talking to myself or if I'm talking to the car. Nope. Alright. It just gets pulled right down into the ditch. So, we'll let her tumble down the side of the mountain, and we will call this one a failure. Let's turn the engine off. And flip her back over. Maybe. Are you really that heavy? There we go. Okay. Does the engine still work? That's a fun question. I'd like to know. Look at that. It still runs. I wouldn't say it drives, but it still runs. So, oof. Oof. Yeah, that's the, 2020 Dodge Charger wide body. Fun car. Drove very well. Needs better brakes. So, I'll have to work on that. But other than the brakes, this thing was actually way better than I thought it was going to be. When I was looking at a 700 horsepower rear-wheel drive American machine, I was like, oh, it's going to oversteer, and it's going to have wheel spin issues, and it's going to slide everywhere, and it's going to be the Porsche all over again. I was so wrong. And I am so happy that I was so wrong, and I am so happy that I made this, so thank you for the suggestion. If you have anything you want me to build, let me know. Leave a comment. Maybe subscribe. Talk to y'all next time.